the backseat. Oh, hey, I'm live. Okay, so I did it. I just made a short on my YouTube channel talking about how literally every time I start recording, I start with an okay so. And I guess I'm just letting you guys know everything is okay. So there is no need to worry. Okay, I just witnessed my everything glitch, so I know the audio is botched, and it probably still is. And what am I going to do about that? You have to figure that out on your own. Either way, but more of wish that I can, send a live stream to someone while I'm actively live, so then my friends could watch. Wait, it shows a little share button. Invite friends to watch. But I have to invite friends. Yeah, nah. I'm not friends. I'm not friends with the person I'm trying to invite. That's peculiar. Here, let me get up my light stand so I can have as a lighting as a professional. And I'm gonna move my Converse out the way. By the way, Converse, I love them. They cannot be anything but platforms. That's just me with every shoe, though. If it don't have a platform, I ain't wearing it because the thin soles, they irk me. It's, not right. And it doesn't even have to, be a platform to give me height. Just as long as the sole is thick, I'm happy. My heart is joyous. Because the thinner the sole, the more uncomfortable I am. Here, let me show you an example of a not platform, but thick enough sole. These shoes right here. They ain't got no platform, but they've got a nice thick sole, and that is what brings me joy. Ooh, I almost died. Death by Converse. Oh no! Look at that. The side of them is black. I don't know how that occurred. Maybe it was because of my almost death by Converse. But I don't have any shoes as examples as not thick enough soles for me. So you're just going to have to deal with that. I'm going to take this, put it right here, and I'm going to stub my toes on it. Because that's what it's meant to be here for, to injure me, to further the casualty count on my live stream. And what exactly counts as a casualty on a live stream for Serena? Literally anything. Serena, in and of herself, is a casualty. Hello, Father. Oh, okay. I was going to draw something real quick, and then I was going to go to bed. Speaking of which, that's the topic of today's live stream. I was going to show you guys some art. Oh, no. The audacity. How dare my friend text me? She said, ha ha. Oh, I know the last thing I sent her. It was me being sad by the fact that they banned me live streaming on YouTube. Speaking of which, they thought I was under the age of 13. So that's why they banned me. But still, whatchamacallit, she said, ha ha, to my suffering. And then, I am just, all my friends' responses to that were very peculiar. One of my friends responded fun. Another one called me pretty. I'm like, this is not... I'm like, I appreciate the compliment, but it's not going to get my live stream back. I want rage. I have a problem, though, I think. I don't know. Anytime I'm discussing something I'm unhappy about, I smile. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because I used to have RBF, but now I have RSF, where I'm just smiling, and it's the worst thing ever, because if I'm zoning out, I've got my hand and on my face like this. When you zone out and you look at someone, well, my zoning out face is this. So imagine me looking at someone while doing that face. I made eye contact with this dude once, and I didn't even realize I was making eye contact with him. I was just like, And they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, huh? And they're like, you're staring at me as if you wanted to kiss me. And I'm like, I was? And so they were convinced that I had a crush on them. And so I did not know what to do. Okay, this I don't like. I am at the very bottom of the screen. The bottom of the screen is not where I want to be. I want to be right here on the screen. Problem solved. I fixed it very quickly and easily. Aren't I amazing? At first, like the little thing I had, it was sliding around so it wouldn't let me be correctly where I was meant to be. But either way, back to what I was saying. They thought I had a crush on them, and I guess they just kind of forgot about it because there wasn't any resolve I had, anything that I did to fix the problem. I think they just forgot because, like, I hardly talked to that person, so, you know. And I'm definitely the type of person, like, if I have a crush on them, I talk to them. I actually have advice on that on my computer. You know what? I'm going to give you my dating advice because, I mean, it worked for me, so might as well be valid. Either way, Serena's not so good advice. This is my Chromebook, by the way. This is the advice that I am reading. But Serena's not so good advice. Do you like someone? If so, here are 3 easy steps to make them not completely hate you. Talk to them. This could mean flirting or just having a casual combo. If you never talk to them, they won't know you exist, and that's a bad thing. You can even try making a few jokes at them. And then blah, blah, blah. A few examples of jokes that I have is, why did the turkey cross the road? To prove he wasn't chicken. And what's red and bad for your teeth? A brick. And one more that's really good. What did the truck driver say when he lost his truck? Where's my truck? Okay, so now that you've got a few very funny, hilarious, and amazing jokes that will swoon your crush immediately, we move on to the second step. Step 2, physical touch. Inflict as much physical touch as they are comfortable with. This could be tapping them on the head anytime you pass them in the hall, or just poking them. I remember I wrote this. I actually think I wrote this back when I... You know what? I'm gonna end that conversation. I had like this not obsession. That's what my friends call it. It was just an ordinary old female crush. You know, girls have crushes on guys differently. But I was having a very woman crush, female crush, anytime I saw them, I would push them in the hall. This was in elementary, okay? I would push them with all my might, and I thought that they would know how strong I was, and that would make them like me. They thought I was a bully. I think it backfired. But either way. And the last but not least, step 3, ask them out. This part will most likely fail unless you are hot and everyone already has a crush on you. But do it anyways because I told you to. That's another thing with me. Anytime I have a crush on a guy, I like them for a year, and either like I stop liking them, like it's this thing I have. Like, I like them for a year, and sometimes I start to lose my feelings for them, and so then I tell them that I like them because I know they're going to reject me, so it's kind of closure, being like, okay, yeah, I didn't even stand a chance with them, and I did that twice, you know, where I just told a guy I liked them because I knew I was stopping liking them, and I was just giving myself closure, and then, whatchamacallit, like, the third time I did it, I don't know, the guy ended up liking me back, and so that was peculiar. Like, I was like, oh, yes, yay! So now I don't have to stop liking them. And so that was a very interesting experience. So, ask everyone out until they accept you, but don't ask everyone out because you will be called a homie hopper. I was never called a homie hopper. I only liked 2 guys before I struck gold. But whatchamacallit? Ask everyone out, but don't ask anyone out. Don't ask too many people out, but ask everybody you have a crush on out. But don't have too many crushes. That's all I'm trying to say. That's my amazing advice. After you have completed all of these steps, tell me if things somehow worked out. Good riddance, Serena. And I followed all these steps, and I can say it worked. It didn't work with the kid I borderline bulldozed in the hall. It did not work with that guy. I think he broke a bone. But like I said, this was in elementary. I was in 4th grade. So I was a small, piddly little twig. He couldn't have hurt that much. But whatchamacallit? It worked once with me, so it'll work with you. Just keep trying and don't lose hope. Because someday you will find someone who likes you back. So yeah. Right. So I was going to be showing you how I've been redoing the Draw of the Ing variety. I remember last time I rotated the screen around on my phone, the audio just became it made me unhappy. When live streaming, it kept cutting out and it just would not be normal. So I'm thinking I want to whatchamacallit, I don't want to turn it around, but I know if I do it like this, I can't even see what I'm recording. So it's going to be bad and sad and unhappy. So let's see what I can do about that. While we wait, do you want to kiss? I remember while I was at Cross Creek, IOP, yeah, when I was in IOP, I just had a bunch of Hershey Kisses, and so I went up to my friend, I'm like, you want to kiss this? And I gave her this, and she's like, oh, thanks. And she kissed it and gave it back, and I'm like, oh. So that was the bestest thing ever. Because funny, but either way. I'm trying to pump this up. I want it to be on the floor in a way, but where I can see it. Or I could just be a normal person and turn the camera around. Okay, but if the audio is jacked up, you're not allowed to talk. I will come after you and I will silence you. Okay? Oh, speaking of which, I got a new necklace. I just kind of found it in my room. I had it for a while with a set, this little butterfly set, and the butterfly one immediately broke the second I took it out of the bag. I'm like, what's the point anymore? And so I just kind of let the rest of it live and let live. But then I just kind of found it laying around. I'm like, oh my gosh, I am using my hand to record the video, so you have to complete the heart for me. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I love this necklace. It looks amazing. So yeah, and I'm planning on I've got a ton of chokers. I've just not really been changing them out as frequently as I used to. But I want to get I want to go through my stuff and see what I have. But if not, I want to get kind of a thick, not a thick, but something kind of like this, but blacker. It needs to be blacker. Also, there's lore behind why I wear chokers. I've been wearing chokers for what? I started in 4th grade, and I've been addicted since. Not 4th grade. I really don't think it was 4th grade. 5th. Yes, 5th was the word I was looking for, because I knew I started wearing chokers right before I went into middle school, and then I've been wearing them all 3 years of middle school. But I wear chokers because you're going to be the only one to see it. I have a neck freckle, and I hate it with all of my heart. I think I've actually posted a YouTube video about it because I had a little scar on my nose, and then I kind of talked about my neck freckle, but I hide it. I've got another freckle, but it's constantly covered by my shirt, so I'm gonna leave it like that. It's on my shoulder, so I just don't feel like it would be a wise idea to occur with that. So either way, moving on. Oh God, I'm losing my voice. Am I talking about the audio too much? Either way, moving on, I'm going to show you the drawings and you will appreciate them. Anyways, wrong button. I immediately hit the wrong button and break everything. Why? Why am I stupid? Flip. Oh, well, ain't this dandy? Let's take that off. All right, so let's not start with this one because, oh my God, I hate it with all my heart, mainly because of how I did the argument. It's like, oh, like you don't get the feeling from it that you're supposed to. You don't feel like the anger. You don't feel the hatred. And you know what? I don't really want to do that. So that's why in the remake, I'm making their argument just be something piddly, but this is the old comic. This is the revised. I haven't fully drawn it or color inked it yet. I'm going to color it. I'm going to fully color it and I'm going to show you when it's like completely done. I'm going to do it this way because doing it this way, then it's just going to be forever sideways. So either way, starting with the first panel, 5 years later, what is going on? The last thing I remember is Flash. Then they cut my head off and fed it to their livestock. What is your name? But Bella? Poof, flip, 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 flip. Am I dead, or is this just your name is not in the book? So yeah, I'm doing voice acting for this. You're gonna have to bear with me. And then the remake. Oh, right, by the way, my favorite frames are this one, and this one, and this one. These 4 are my favorite frames because they look like an actual revised version of the old. It looks like the old, but it's better. Also, I used to think this was good. I drew this at the beginning of 8th grade. Look at how much my art has improved. This is so bad. And I showed it to everyone as if it was a masterpiece. Look at that. They all look like they've got an underbite. Why was I drawing the necks so far back? But either way, enough stalling and hating. On to the new and improved version. You know what? I'm going to speak in a deeper voice because this is like a more mature version of my art. 5 years later. What's going on? The last thing I remember is Flash. Wait, does that mean I'm... Who goes there? Then that's it. My lines are straight. My lines aren't gay anymore, so my lines are straight. And I never realized how much I love seeing a comic panel set up and the lines are straight. I love it so much. Here's the other one. I borrowed a friend's ruler. I wouldn't call them a friend. They're more of a person who talks to me and I just tease them because there's no way to appease them in any other way. But either way, I borrowed a friend's ruler and I drew out the panels and oh my gosh, I love it so much because it looks so professional. But either way, starting with the sad oldness, yell, 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 bigger, bigger, bigger. I'm not going to be doing a deep voice when I read this one, okay, because it's not fully done, but yell, 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 bigger, bigger. This is all your fault. I hate you. Meeting you was a mistake. Oh, shut the scree, honk, scree, crunch, pant, pant, pant. Mom? So, yeah, everything about it is bad. And I remember I drew it while I was with my friend because, like I was talking about earlier, I tell the guys I have a crush on them. I just told one guy that I liked I had a crush on them, and they rejected me and told me I was a -10 out of 10. And so I was sad, so I just went over to their house, and so I was drawing this comic at their house. And, we were drawing this character, and I don't know where I got the impression that this art was good, but like we were both liking it. And I remember we said he has that crying Riz, and then I was like, he's also got that dying Riz, because down here. But we loved how his nose went swoop. So I'm definitely gonna try to translate the adorable little swoop into this, but actually let it retain its charm as my eyes and artistic abilities mature, because this, I don't know what we saw. And we were so worried here too, and like that I wasn't going to be able to make him look as cute as he did in the other one, but still, like, yeah, I messed up on the little swoop of his nose, but look, if you look at it, it looks like a little guy with a little ski or something could just go and they can swoop right off his nose, you know. But either way, enough talking about this nonsense-sittery. I feel like I definitely drew him a lot better. He looks kind of like a twink, but like still, I don't know. I think he's cute. So, yeah. But either way, this is all I have with the next comment, but I made the argument just peak comedy. No, the GPS says to turn here. Where? We're in the middle of nowhere. Look at that. We missed our turn. God, I hate you. I hate you too, you oily snake-eyed bastard. Look, it says right here to turn. Oh, shut the hell up. And then that's when the screen went on, and then dying Riz. But either way, if you look closely, this, of course, I'm struggling with the father. He looks like a bug-eyed freak. But, whatchamacallit, if you look closely at the phone where she's showing the GPS, it's a straight line. It's a straight line. Intriguing. Either way. Oh, right. I drew this guy a while ago, and he had a name. I can't remember it, but the name Anthony screams to me, but I'm pretty sure it was Dustin. I have, like, different favorite names. Like, right now, like, back then, it was Dennis, but then my friend had to ruin it by saying Dennis the Menace, so then it was Dustin, and that was my favorite name. And there was a whole thing I did for a history assignment where, like, it was letters to Dustin, so there's, like, a whole inside joke about the name Dustin, but now it's Anthony. I really, really like the name Anthony. So yeah, I go like through different phases of things I like. There's like a whole thing. I should make a board. Like every time I go through like a thing of like miscellaneous things that just brings me much joy, I should like make a board about it and just kind of look at it, kind of like mood board. I don't know. There's like there's an artistic term for it, and it's like a mood board, I'm pretty sure is what it's called, or something like that. But you know, it would be a fun thing to do. I've been trying to make a collage of all like my homework art, just cut it all out and stick it to a page. And I think it was my other art book where I glued a few in. But also, that's not what's important. I have one more drawing of, like, how I used to draw the characters. Like, Nyx. I really, really like Nyx's name and Bella's name. Nyx and Bella are the same person. She just got a dead name. But this is the original art style. Here, it's not as bad. Here, it's really bad. Not as bad. Really bad. But this is my older art, and I feel like I've already shown it, but the proportions. Where are the proportions? Her hips are bigger than her head. I mean, she can birth an adult. Actually, I don't think she can. Look at how thin that waist is. It is incorrect. But either way, I flip through it. I have so much art. Oh, this is amazingness. But either way. Alright, comment your opinions on the emotion this girl is feeling, and if you do, I will read to you what other people thought the emotion she's feeling is. But also there's this. This guy's name is Forbidden amongst the friends. But either way, I know I've got a drawing of her in here somewhere, I'm pretty sure, so you'll just kind of get, like, a side angle. Oh, Curtis is another name. Curtis, because there's, like, that's another thing. With Anthony, was it? I don't know. But, like, whatchamacallit? Anthony, I think it was Anthony. Oh, this is some homework art. This was just randomness. This was supposed to be of me, and like I just drew something random and I just kind of went with it. Oh, I'm oddly good at drawing like dead female bodies. I don't know why. I like that. Oh, this is a monster based off of plastic surgery. Then this is Friends art. Feet. I struggle with drawing feet. So, yeah, do with that information as you see fit. This I just drew randomly with a highlighter. This we skip over. This is fun. Oh my gosh, I drew this slightly recently. Like, let's see the date, March 14th, 2025. So yeah, strawberry lemonade. I don't know if I've mentioned this on my YouTube channel, but I struggle so much with drawing anything that's not human. So like, I just kind of went on a whim and drew this, and I'm very proud of how it turned out. Of course, I struggled with drawing the feet until there's a little lemon, that's strawberry lemonade. And I want to color it, but I'm worried I'm going to mess it up, especially because of the paper I had the audacity to draw it on. And no, I don't have a drawing of Nyx in this book. But either way, so I'm probably just going to leave it as line art, but here, it's like eye candy for you. You can just stare at it a little bit and be happy. And I know in a few years I'll come back and I'll hate it with all my heart. But as of now, I can't draw any better than that, so that is like peak artistry for me. Oh, I know what it was that I was looking for. I think it's in here, maybe, because I tossed my book in here. Yep, it is right there. This is my old art book. I don't know if I ever got around to posting the YouTube video where I was drawing in it, but I drew like a few characters. I brought home like some of my old stuff. Another drawing of the old art style. This is before I actually fully committed to using my alcohol markers and realizing how amazing it made life. But, oh, this is one of my really, really, really old arts, and it's actually not that bad with Alex. I don't know this other girl's name, but her face, it's not that bad. I got worse, I think. Like, I should have stuck with anime for a while because, like, I draw stuff, and then I drew more stuff, and I got worse, and then I got better again. But that, like, is so old. So it makes me happy that I was able to find it. I think it is here. Or, oh, this is, so you know how, like, English teachers, every once in a while, they do this thing on poetry, and they want you to make a shape poem? Well, I made my shape. I could not, for the life of me, think of a shape I wanted to do, so I just went with the most generic thing and made a poem on that. So my shape is a puddle of ink. So here, let me read my poem. When I can't think, I think of ink. I think of when they used feathers to write and how much harder it made their life. I think of the vial filled with goo and how bad it would be if it spilled on you. If you are clumsier than you think, you are at risk of spilling the ink. Then it would be everywhere. It stained the table, it stained the chair. And you would sit there with pain in your eyes, with a sticky black surprise. The evil puddle of ink. And my teacher actually really liked it. She thought it was like really cheeky but like cute at the same time. I'm like, I thought I was gonna fail because I found a loophole in having to draw in a shape. But like the drawing I'm trying to find, like where I actually tried to draw. Oh, this art aged well. This guy still looks cute to me. He was meant to look cute back then, and he still looks cute to me now. And so I'm waiting for, in a few years, when I look back at this art, I'm like, ew, what was I thinking? But, like, I mean, the ears are rough, but still, you know, this, this, or this, I don't know, Okay, I need to set my phone down for a second. I need both my hands to rummage through this mess because I cannot find for the life of me what I am looking for. I need to be careful on my angle. And it was in here. Maybe it's on the other side. You think you're at risk of spilling. Huh. That is very peculiar. I am unable to find what I was trying to show you. And I think that's for the best. I think that's for the best. Oh. Wait, I want to read you this story I made when I was really younger. Like, really younger? What? Grammar? Where? But there's a major plot twist at the end, which I think is really good. But I've always been someone who appreciates writing. I just felt like I was better at writing when I was younger. But either way, the best day of my life. This was a writing assignment we had to do for school. So, lots of people... You know what? I'm just going to put it on my face and read it like so. But either way, lots of people may write about their birthday. Others, maybe the day they got their pet. But that's not what I'm writing about. I'm writing about a day in my life that went so wrong it was funny. It started with ketchup in my hair. Me and my family were driving to Disneyland. We got up and left so early we didn't even have time to eat. So we stopped at a McDonald's. You know how they give you those little containers for ketchup? Well, I was having trouble opening mine, and I got frustrated and I punched it. Bad idea. As soon as my fist hit the little packet, the ketchup exploded everywhere, especially in my hair. By the time we got to Disneyland, I was all cleaned up, but I smelled like ketchup. We went on some cheesy rides and met some Disney princesses, and it was lunchtime. It was lunchtime, and I was a little squirmish about Sorry, the spelling is atrocious on this, so I'm going to be struggling. Let me restart with this paragraph. Okay. But by the time we got to Disneyland, I was all cleaned up, but I smelled like ketchup. We went on some cheesy rides and met some Disney princesses. It was lunchtime, and I was a little squirmish about the looks I was getting. Not from the people, but the birds. They looked at me as if I was food. To be more specific, they looked at me as if I was a big, cheesy slice of pizza, which is what we were eating for lunch. We ate outside. Apparently, I was a very interesting eater because I had an audience of birds. When I was about to have my third slice of pizza, something interesting and completely unexpected happened. A big black crow came up and snatched the pizza right off my plate. Of course, that stirred up the other 11 birds watching my every move. And they chased that crow. Then they chased another bird that stole the stolen treasure from the crow. I think my pizza was stolen 163 times before it went airborne and landed in the fountain. I don't know how it happened. It was all too quick, but the next thing you know, I was in that fountain too. It wasn't the best day at the time, but I had learned something. Fountain water tastes like rusted metal. And don't let the bad things ruin your day. I enjoyed writing this fun moment of my life, and I hope you enjoyed it too. Serena. Now here's the plot twist. None of this ever happened. I made this all up. This whole story that I just explained, that never happened. We've never been to Disneyland as a family. Disney World maybe, but not Disneyland. So... I don't even remember writing this. I just remember the assignment and that I wrote something about it. But hey, it's a good story. And it's kind of funny, too. I know I ruined it with my stutter and inability to read my own handwriting, but we don't really care about that. Anyways, because I wasn't able to find what I was trying to show you, I'm kind of all out of things to talk about, so I'm gonna go. It was really good talking to you guys. It was very fun having you here experiencing with me, and goodbye and good night. Bye.